Michael Jackson's writer. Okay, Michael Jackson paid me not to work with other artists. I want to see what that's about. What you mean?
How serious was that competition? Because we hear stories all the time.
Mike definitely stopped me from working with a lot of people at that time.
Like who?
Just a lot of artists. A lot of artists was calling me to work at that time, and Mike was just like, I'll pay you not to work with them.
Damn! What? Nah, Michael was a doll, bruh. That high-pitched voice had everybody thinking he was sweet. That boy was not playing.
That's crazy. Yeah, she was like, he was like, I need you. And it wasn't a thing. It wasn't a thing of, I'll pay you not to work with them because they're not good or anything like that. It was more so, I need you here.
Yeah.
Focused and locked in on what we're doing.
You know, you always hear the conspiracy theories, like, you know, they be like, oh, Bill Cosby was trying to buy NBC. Michael's the only person I believe they really tried to railroad like that because of what he did with the publishing in the music industry.
He talked about it all the time. He talked about it all the time. One thing I will say is that in the studio, he would always talk about how he lived in a certain fear. And I used to always try to reel him in a direction like, yo, you only supposed to fear God. Man shouldn't have you feeling like that. No man should have you living in that space. But he lived in that space a lot because he felt like he had something that was so valuable, which he did. He had something so valuable that people wanted.
He owned like half of Sony ATV's publishing, right?
Yeah, I think what people have confused, I'm glad you said it that way, because I think people have confused the narrative. People for so long have said, Michael owned the Beatles catalog.
I've heard that.
No, Michael owned Sony ATV.
That's right.
Which is Babyface, Mariah, the Beatles.
Beyonce.
Probably some of my catalog was in there.
Isn't
You
that
feel
like half
me?
the
Like,
music industry?
yes, like, I mean, you got three giants, right? At the time, you had three giants. Sony was pretty much the biggest out the three at that time. And they did a deal with him that, you know, forever he felt that they wanted back. You know what I'm saying? And
You think they threw all those cases at Michael because they wanted it back?
I think it could have had something to do with it.
Chad. See, I didn't know that. The way he just cleared that up, like, I'm thinking Michael had owned specific people's catalog. So what he's saying is Michael just owned half the company that owned everybody's catalog. So technically he owned half of everybody's catalog because he was getting half the money from everything. That's a rich ass right there.
I'm not going to say exactly that, but it could have had something to do with it. But I believe none of it because I was around Mike all the time and I knew the kind of person he was. So I'm like, they really trying to kill his character.
Yeah, I don't believe
And
it.
he would say it, like, he'd be like, they just can't stand that I'm the greatest. He would literally say that. He would literally say that. They just can't stand that I'm the greatest.
How was his mind frame during that time? Did he feel like the culture, especially black people, supported him and loved him, or did he feel like the world was turning against him?
Now, I would say we started to surround him with that. Like, if you look, there was a period where I think he didn't feel that. And I felt like he was like, I need this, right? So there were certain people that he started to reach out to put their arms around him, and he started to feel that. That's why he would do a summer jam with Jay-Z. It was really like he knew, like, I need people to have my back in this. And then certain people did wrap their arms around him.
Yeah.
And as things progressed, the one thing I can tell you about Michael that I started to learn was his family was strong. Like, his family, like, when they got together and wore all that white, they were wearing those white, going into court each day, you saw that unity in a different type of light. You're like, oh, yo, these Jacksons, they're not playing around with this. They unified. And I think that helped him, even though he was, like, probably going through it mentally weak and all of that. And it's tough when you know.
I want to see that. Let me see. Oh yeah, them boys was fresh. Damn, W family. Now his family had his back for sure. Imagine being in court for child allegations and y'all pulling up court fresh like this. Them too rich, bro. They don't give a. The Jacksons is rich as bro. They don't give a. Imagine you pulling up to court. Serious child allegations that could lock you up forever, and just pulling up like they pulling up to a wedding, gang. Like they just know they finna beat that case. Yo, the nigga really pulling up. Stop wasting my time. He's like, Janet, pull out the white suits today. We're gonna wear white. That's crazy. Like, you gotta have no care in the world to pull up in a suit like this, gang. That's crazy.
No, you pretty much own something that everybody wants.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Damn.
I mean, that wasn't really like, we didn't really learn too much. That was just, that was pretty, self-explanatory. The man had a lot that everybody wanted, so they was trying to take him out, but he was paying. I mean, he had all the money in the world. Y'all seen like Michael spend like $20 million in like 2 minutes? Like, so I mean, yeah, he can pay like the best writers and the best people to not work with other people. That's cool. That's fine.